I welcome students to this class of marketing for BBA's second semester. This course will enable you to learn the process of marketing. You will be able to design strategies for products or service marketing. And also you'll learn how to evaluate your marketing strategy's success. But before getting into the concept, we will go through the case study of Harley Davidson, and this will help you to learn better about marketing. India is the largest motorcycle market in the world. Around 13% of Indians own a two-wheeler of some sort. For a rough comparison, about 8% of US households have motorcycles or scooters. There are around 170 million motorcycles, scooters, and mopeds on Indian roads. That is enough bikes for over half of the US population. An American motorcycle maker, Harley Davidson, wants to get into the action. Harley Davidson motorcycles were found in 1903. At present, they are having $6 billion market cap and they are having around 6,000 plus employees. They came in India in August 2009 as a wholly owned subsidiary. Before getting into the Indian market, they conducted brand awareness with registering bike enthusiasts on Harley Davidson websites. And after that, they conducted all over India a round trip, or they were creating contests and competitions so that their brand get awareness among the Indian bikers. They also did extensive research, and in this research, they tried to find out who can be their competitor and how they are attaining success. They found Royal Enfield as their competitor, and they found the process through which Royal Enfield was getting success in the Indian market. Once they got these two factors into their hand, they tried to stay long term in India, and for that they invested into the manufacturing process. But at present, Harley Davidson is leaving India as a part of rewire strategy. That means they're not getting enough business in India and they're finding out market where they'll get business. The company reported $96 million loss between April 2020 to June 2020, which is the first quarterly loss for a motorcycle maker. But if we compare Indian market, for 2019, around 13.6 million bikes were sold, of which Harley Davidson were only able to sell 2,676. This was not good as per the standard of Harley Davidson. So what was going wrong with them? Let us study the reasons which make Harley Davidson to sell less and less bikes in India. The first reason for Harley Davidson is they were suffering from heavy losses. Because in last 10 years, Harley Davidson sold 27,000 motorcycles in Indian market. While we compare it with Royal Enfield, they are able to sell more than 60,000 in a month. So that's a huge difference. In 2017, Harley Davidson sold 3,619 motorcycles. In 2018, they were able to sell 3,413. That's a 7% depreciation. In 2019, they were only able to sell 2,676, staggering 21% depreciation. In 2020, for the first quarter, they were only able to sell 100 units. So these sales figure tell you the story that they are going through heavy losses. Not only this, they were also having a problem of maintaining a very high cost. As per Motilal Oswal, only 5% of Indian customers can afford Harley. So if a bike is targeting only 5% of the market share, you can imagine that the sales figure won't get good. Now let us compare the prices of Harley Davidson with other motorcycles. We are comparing Harley Davidson Street 750 price, which is the cheapest motorcycle offered by Harley Davidson in India. And the price is 5,78,700. That is roughly $8,329. So when we compare it with Royal Enfield Classic 350 price, that is only 1,87,360, much cheaper than Harley Davidson Street 750. If we compare it with Interceptor 650, the price is 2,85,159. So even in the upgraded model of Royal Enfield, the price when we compare it with Harley Davidson is quite low. So if you are an Indian who is planning to buy these sort of motorcycles, then obviously you can switch to Royal Enfield on any given day because of the price factor. Now, not only price is the problem, their maintenance and low mileage is also problem faced in Indian market. Now let us compare the mileage of Harley Davidson Street 750. Its mileage is 19 km per liter. So when we compare with Royal Enfield, the Royal Enfield offers 41.55 km per liter. That's more than double of the average which has been provided by Harley Davidson motorcycles. And the Bajaj Dominar 350 gives you a mileage of 37 km per liter. So when we compare it traveling to different places for cruising, obviously Harley Davidson will not be a good option because the mileage is pretty low. As far as service cost is concerned, Harley Davidson service costs you around rupees 5,000 to 6,000. And when compare with Royal Enfield and Bajaj, they'll cost you around 1,000 to 1,500. So that's a huge difference in service cost also. Interestingly, if you compare the spare parts, the price of Harley Davidson is quite high. I have taken only consideration of front brake pads. With the Harleys, it will cost you around 3,000, and with Royal Enfield, it will cost you around 448. So that will tell you a story that not only the price is high, but once you get this motorcycle, the maintenance is also pretty high. The next reason through which they are suffering is the high custom duty. In India, we are charging around custom duty 50% on two-wheelers that are brought into country completely built. And if you study Harleys into that segment, Harleys are importing 4 of its existing 17 bikes portfolio in the country. And to the people, I would like to mention that earlier it was 100% of the custom duty. Now we have reduced it to 50%. But once you are into the country, you have to pay 28% GST and 3% cess. That will make 81% of total tax. So you can imagine if a motorcycle will cost you 5 lakh outside of India, then when you come India, it will cost you around 7 to 8 lakhs because of the 80% tax. So they were not able to reduce the price based on taxes also. Now, when we come to the next segment, we have understood that why Harley Davidson failed. But now let us look toward the angle of marketing. I have broken the definition of marketing into these parameters so that you will be able to understand it. Marketing is the activity. That means you have to do some sort of activity for this. It is a set of institutions, for example, a branding and name, for example, Royal Enfield and motorcycle, that is Harley Davidson. And the process of creating, communicating, delivering, exchanging offers, and that have value for customers, clients, partners, society. Now, this is the definition which is given by American Market Association. Now, let us study this definition from the point of view of Harley Davidson, where they were lacking into this definition. So in this slide, if I start with marketing is the activity or set of institutions or process, Harley Davidson is fine into it because it was a 100-year-old company with $6 billion market cap and 6,000 employees, more than 6,000 employees. So it's a fine in terms of institution or process. But when we study the second point, that it is a process of creating, communicating, and delivering. So they are failed into that part because they were not able to communicate why Indian customer should go for Harleys. They were failed to communicate why, what are the values or what are the benefits the Indian customer will get. So they were failed into that part. Their promotional part, their communication part was pretty low. And in terms of delivering, the centers were very few in India. If you compare with the Hondas or the Bajaj bikes service centers in India, they are pretty low. So the delivery part is also not fair. And the third element, that is exchange value, that has value to customer, client, partner, society. So here we are asking about the value that product is providing us. But since they are offering poor mileage, their service cost is also high, spare parts is also high. So customer clients were not getting that value. So when we compare Harley in terms of defining this marketing definition in Indian context, they are failed into 2 components of it. So whenever you will be getting into a market and you are studying any company, you have to understand these points. You have to understand that marketing is not only about sales, rather it is also about creating values for your customer. You have to understand your customer, deliver value. And not only delivering the value, but you have to communicate this value to customers, that what values your company is providing them. In the next lecture, we'll understand this definition on a more broader resources. But till then, I'll suggest you to go through this description in terms of your syllabus as well. The first part, where we'll discuss that what activities are there into marketing or how we can form the institutions. This will be your first unit. We'll cover these things into your first unit, where we'll discuss about definition scopes. We'll also discuss what are the concepts of marketing, core concepts of marketing. And the second part, where we'll go for process of creating. That means we have to build up things. So we'll go for STP, that is segmentation, targeting, and positioning. For the next part, communication or delivering exchange, we'll go through marketing mix, where we'll understand branding, promotion, and other part. And in this reference, we'll move to the next context, that is to have value for customer, client, partner, society. There we'll go for pricing, promotional tools. And the last part, how we will do that. I mean, how we will go through all this process. So we'll conduct market research. We'll go through elementary MIS systems as well. And as a bonus part to this syllabus, we'll also go through green marketing, digital marketing, and service marketing. So this will be a bonus for all of you. In the earlier syllabus, we didn't have these three topics, but for you, we'll have this topic. So we'll discuss them. Now, I would like to suggest you that go through this activity once this chapter gets over. So you have to try and study about the brands which are available in India and that can be competitor for Harley Davidson. I have named one of the brand in this presentation as well, that is Royal Enfield, but you have to figure out whether any other brand is also competitor of Harley Davidson. And then the second part, you have to study the pricing of that product. And I mean, for that competitor brands, their service cost, mileage of their motorcycles. And if they are doing good into India, what can be probable reason for that? So this is about comparing the competitors. We are doing actually competitor analysis in this activity. So I would expect that in the next class, we will be done with competitor analysis through this activity. And I'll make you explain about competitor analysis in the next class. Till then, go through this topic once again. And in case of any doubt, if you face any doubt, you can mail me on manish.kumar@iamr.ac.in. I would be happy to answer your doubts through this email. Thank you for this session. I hope you would have learned the basics.